And that, my friends, is the deal with airplane food. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm Toby Hope. Hi, thank you. Hi. Hi. Oh, thanks. Thanks so much. Hey, Toby! Hi, thank you. Hey, it's been a long time. You remember me? Ha, I got you. I'm just kidding, man. I'm a stranger. Oh, really? I fooled the fool. I played a joke on the Joker. Yeah. Do you know my name? No, you said we don't know each other. Ha! Got you again. I was just kidding. It's me, Richard, from high school. Don't you remember me? Oh. Just to clarify, we do know each other, right? Yeah, I recognize you on stage. Well, why did you say you didn't know me? I was kidding, Toby. It's a joke. Can't you laugh? Well, that's not a joke. It's just a lie. Well, hey, sit down right here, man. I'm gonna go get us some drinks. Is he a friend of yours? He was. Then he started acting annoying and we drifted apart. He's my ex-friend now. Well, are you gonna stay and catch up? I don't know if that's a good idea. Why not? He seems okay to me. Yeah, seems so, until you get to know him. Look, I don't know what happened, but you come to this place every week, do comedy, and you never talk to anyone. I talk to you. I get paid to be nice to you. So you've tried being social. You know it's hard. Look, he likes comedy, you have a little bit of a history together, so just buy a drink and chat. Couple minutes won't hurt. You're right. At least I already know him. This could be a big leap for me. Yeah, stay and have a drink! I can finally make a strong connection with a friend and be comfortable around someone. I'm gonna do it. You're gonna buy a drink? You just want me to buy a drink, don't you? You come here every week and you never order anything. I order water. Water's free. Well, I'll tip you $1 tonight for it. No, you won't. Well, why would I tip you for water? It's free. Hey, there you go. Thanks. So, how you been since high school? Good. One-word answers? I see you're still not talkative. So how have you been? Fine. Dude, I thought this was water. No, man, it's vodka. No, I told you I don't drink. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't remember. Did you say that? Never mind. Sorry. It's all good, man. So what are you doing these days? This? Is this your job now? You're a professional comedian? Well, on the side. You know, I'm a YouTuber. Oh, sweet. I wish I had time for that. I got 3 kids to take care of. You have kids already? But you are a kid. You're my age. Exactly. Your age. You're an adult now too, aren't you? Right, I keep forgetting that. So, you're married? No. What about you? No, I'm not married. Well, I bet your girlfriend is proud of you. I don't have a girlfriend. Really? What about Portia? Portia? That was years ago. In high school. We're not still together. Well, I still talk to Clarice, but she is the mother of my son. Hey, you want to hear a joke? For your sake, sure. Okay, abortion. Oh, that's how the best jokes start. It's becoming legal in every state now to abort babies in the womb. I just wish abortion out of the womb was legal. Is that infant murder? Your joke is infant murder. Killing babies after they're born. Is abortion really murder? It is after they're born. After they're outside the belly. Hey man, I'm a funny guy. This dude told me that in the CVS once. I can be a comedian too. Well, you know, you don't want to be so sensitive. What are you talking about? I'm not sensitive at all. I'm tough. I mean, talking about a touchy subject like that. Man, that's the best comedy. It shocks people. Plus, it's meaningful. What about killing babies is meaningful? You know, it's political. I thought you'd be all for that, being a Democrat and all. Whoa, no need to call me names. I'm not a Democrat. Sorry. It's okay to be the other side, too. I'm not a Republican either. But what are you? I don't know. Nothing. I don't need to pick a side to have an opinion. So what are your opinions? The ones you make jokes about on stage? None. I try to get involved as little as possible. I don't want to waste my time getting involved in things I have no experience in. Don't you think these issues are important? Yeah, but I don't know anything about them. So politics just isn't important to me. Sorry if it's wrong, but I guess I'm just apolitical. How can you be a politic if you don't even like them? I said apolitical. It means I don't care about politics. It's not as important as people say it is. Well, what is important to you? What's important to me? Yeah, what's your philosophy in life? Your goal? What's important to you? You ask me what's important? Love and understanding. That wasn't supposed to be funny. After dreaming that your alarm clock went off early, you wake up to realize you don't have an alarm clock. You awoke too late, so you jump out of bed and turn on the lights, only to realize that was a bad idea and quickly turn them off. You run downstairs to a family member who enjoys drinking lots of coffee and talking to you early in the morning. After your parents spout gibberish like Scooby-Doo and Donald Duck, you at least look like you cared how you dress and run for the bus stop. Here is where you overhear some delightful fellows talking about movies. Zombie movies are the best! Michael Bay is the greatest! He directed The Godfather! What? Your friend says, do you ever feel like you're in the wrong place at the wrong time? A seat on the bus had two girls sat like this. A girl, their whole makeup studio, and another girl. Also, there's this thing hanging off the edge of the seat. That thing is you, clutching to the edge of the bench every time the bus turns. There's too many people on the bus. You see someone with a Metallica t-shirt. You think you can make friends, so you try and talk to him. You say, so you like Metallica? He replies, who? Your teacher yells at your class for talking too much, even though you weren't talking to anyone. He assigns your whole class extra homework. You try to erase a dot on your paper. It doesn't come off. You get paired up in a group project. Your partner doesn't do any of the work. You have to present in front of the whole class, and he makes you do it. You say that the kid didn't do any of the work, but he has ties in the class. Nobody cares. He tries to turn it around on you, and they all believe him. He gets all the credit. You don't care either. You don't care about anything. You just try to sing a song and remember all the words to wish you were here. You can't eat lunch peacefully, ever since that day someone threw a pizza at you. You huddle your food close to you in case someone tries to steal it. Like an animal, you're always looking over your shoulder, afraid some muscle-bored teen is going to make you miserable for his enjoyment. Constant judgment. Constant paranoia. I wish recess was still in high school. You try talking to your friends. One of them says, "Oh, are you talking to me?" "Yes, you're the only one here." But sometimes you talk to yourself. You must be quiet. The whole class is silent as you take your test. You wonder what would happen if you were to just stand up and shout right in the middle of class to break the silence. You won't do it, but what if you did? What would happen? You see a shy, nerdy girl and think, she's probably single, but who's going to ask her out? Not me. I can't do it. The right guy for her is too nervous to ask her out, and same with the kind of girls for me. And that's why all their boyfriends are abusive alpha males. And your girlfriend will probably be some shallow woman, obsessed with herself, who doesn't appreciate you. Your teacher holds your class back 5 minutes. Once you're able to leave, you hurry toward the exit. You try to leave the school, but you can't, because it's full of crowds of kids blocking the doors. They're saying goodbye and hugging their friends, even though they'll text them 10 minutes later. The bus is late. It finally arrives. The bus is too crowded. You get squished in by 2 guys, but at least you get a window seat, where you can gaze at the same things you passed each and every day. Nietzsche said to live a life you would want to live over and over again. You feel like you're living the same day, every day. Mark Renton said to choose life, choose a career, choose a family, choose a retirement option, choose a big friggin' television set. Choose, but we never had a choice to begin with. I wanted a good life, but is this the only route there is? having the illusion of choice and doing what everyone else is doing? Do you ever feel like you're in the wrong place at the wrong time? Nobody ever asks why. And that's what I wanted to do here. I've been wanting to make this video since high school, and I know that I'm an adult now, but I promised myself I wouldn't abandon these ideas just because of that. Just because I grew up. There's still an increasing problem with the education system, and for the benefit of the youth, I will talk about it. I was sick of adults not taking my arguments seriously because I was a teenager, and then growing up and realizing that a lot of adults agreed with me on these points. So I'm like, why? Maybe they're afraid I was going to drop out. However, I believe that if you tell kids the truth about school, they'll take initiative. I wasn't going to drop out. In life, you gotta trudge through some things that you may not like, but you have to do it. I think it's important to tell kids that the education system is flawed. You don't have to drop out, but you know what you can do? You can do something about it. Stand up for yourself, be an individual, follow your own path. That's what's really important. And I think if we inspire kids to take responsibility for their own lives, they'll be stronger, less selfish, and more prosperous. Kids aren't as misguided as we think. As long as we're encouraging them, I think they'll do the right thing. I've gained wisdom through advice, interaction, and just observing the real world. I've learned lessons from all sorts of places. Art, church, books, philosophy, not just school. Don't view the world through rose-colored glasses someone gave you. View the world through your own lens. When you do that, you see the world as it truly is, and you don't take any sides but your own when you truly become a neutral observer. This is how I learned to be an individual, and I learned far more useful things from these than I ever did in school. Parents, if you lie to your kids that school is a great place, that could be worse for them. But if you accept what's right and know what they're realizing is the truth, encourage your child to do the right thing. When your child questions school or any other authoritative figures, that's a good thing. He's thinking for himself, but when you slap him on the wrist and tell him not to do that, he'll just become another statistic, who despite doing fine in school, will probably fail to grow as a thinker. It might even work the opposite way if he becomes angry and rebellious. When you're doing this, you're not helping him to learn, you're actually discouraging him to think. To think freely or think for themselves, and begins to believe that knowledge is wrong. He begins to have a warped view of what knowledge is. Intelligence isn't measured by good grades, or how many words you know, or how high you can count. I don't think we should just leave school because it's awful. I think we can work to make it better. So try not to take this video as a pessimistic strike against reality and society. Instead, take a grain of salt and just listen. Like a teacher. Class in session. Here's our first disappointment about school. We were all hoping to get a teacher like Miss Frizzle, but instead we ended up with Miss Finster. My life turned out to be like my 9th period. No class. Oh, my child learned so much in this environment, like numbers and new words. Yeah, they learn new words alright. A little bit about my education. I was first raised in a small upstate town near the country. But good thing I didn't stay for schooling there. They told us when you lose your teeth, they don't grow back. The music class just taught us how to play Keith Urban songs. The course of puberty just taught us how to shoot animals. Your prom date had to be your cousin. Doomsday Preppers was a real class you could take. And don't get me started on the Spanish class. Just mow the lawn today. Alright, you passed! So soon we moved and got proper schooling. Or proper by society standards. Since my family was planning on leaving, I figured I'd have some fun before the year ended. I told them all that over the summer, I was going to destroy Earth and go back to Toby Land. And all the kids believed me. Most of them grew up to be Trump supporters, so what do you expect? They believed me so much that they took action. They told the teacher on me. And she believed me too! But since it was my first offense, she gave me a warning. Too bad. I gave them a warning too. That I was going to destroy their planet. My parents didn't want me to fall behind, so I actually finished the year in a Mexican school. The English class was easy. A little too easy. Me no speak English. Alright, you passed! School is like prison. In fact, my school actually used to be a prison before it was a school. So one time in middle school, we were at an assembly watching the unhot cheerleaders dance with our school furry. Once it was time to go home, we all came out and saw one of the hall monitors standing in front of us. She was blocking the main hallway and gave us 2 directions to go home. This way, buses! This way, walking! But first I had to get my stuff from my locker. So I went up to her and I asked, I have stuff to get from my locker. Where do I... No! This way buses, this way walking! Okay, lady, but I have to grab my stuff. It was a Friday. I couldn't leave my jacket in my lunchbox to get moldy over the weekend. What's the big deal? In any normal time, students would be flooding the hallways. I wish someone would have told me I had to grab my stuff before I went to your little overglorified birthday party in there. Anyway, this lady wasn't going to let me through, so I left the building and walked along the side of the school until I came to a secret door to the hallway. I wasn't a troubled kid or anything. I always followed the rules. Unless, however, the rules were stupid and I had to do my own thing. As I was about to go in, this one kid named Tanner came out and asked me what I was doing. I need to get to my locker. Oh, you can't go in there. What? Yeah, a teacher told me I had to leave. She was going to suspend me if I stayed. Oh, man. Now what am I going to do? Haha, I'm just kidding. You can go in there. Oh. Well, that was more of a lie, but okay. So I walk in and go to my locker. As I'm taking out my stuff, I hear someone coming from around the corner. I froze in fear. See, the reason I didn't do a lot of bad things is because I was really afraid of getting in trouble. But most importantly, I hated feeling guilty. As if I wasn't classified as a law-abiding human being anymore. I'm an outcast now. I can no longer defend myself with that. Even today, I think, oh, I'm a good person. Oh, wait, no, I snuck in the hallway that one time. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible person. I deserve to be punished and flogged. Anyway, a teacher came around the corner, and to my surprise, she smiled at me, and then left me alone. Maybe it is okay to be in here. As I was leaving, I felt a little safer, until I heard someone on the other end of the hallway. It was a couple teachers reprimanding some boy. I wasn't that scared about getting caught anymore, but then I heard them say, "What's he doing here? How did he get in here? He's not supposed to be here." I slowly went up to the door, and in order to open it, I had to push that little bar, and why am I explaining this? You know how doors work. But I stood there for a couple seconds that felt like hours, just thinking, right when I push that bar, I'm going to make a noise and the monitors are going to turn around and catch me. I took a deep breath and pushed on the latch gently. Hey, you! Think, Rabbit. How am I going to get out of this? Run, Rabbit, run! Tanner was still hanging around outside. He probably thought, what the hell? I didn't bother to look behind me. I just made a beeline for my bus. Once I boarded, I looked out the window to see if anyone was chasing me. But no, I was fine. I got a few odd glances staring back at me, but then I realized that was normal. School was always a weird place for me, even in elementary school. My kindergarten teacher said, "We're all friends here." We are? All of us? I don't know, that's a lot of friends. I don't think I want that many. Not enough cake for me at my birthday party. When a kid would get in trouble, my teacher would say to them, "Don't worry, you can still take the bus home." Why wouldn't we take the bus home? What happens to us so we can't go home on the bus? Take the bus home. As opposed to what, a hearse? Now I'm a senior, and they force us to go to these assemblies and barbecues where people ask you the same questions. Are you going to college? What are you doing after high school? I don't know. Probably just make YouTube videos about my mental illness. You have a mental illness? Cool, I want one! I'll give you my depression for $50. Deal. And pool parties. At the school, I might add. Ladies only wear one-piece suits. Men, no Speedos. No Speedos? Like they had to tell us that just to make it fair for both genders? No Speedo. Someone's gonna show up in a Speedo. Then again, skinny jeans are a thing. Hey, let's go swimming. Want to see who can hold their breath the longest? No thanks, I kinda like breathing. It's all I'm good at. You can buy a class ring for $80. $80. Why would anyone buy an overpriced lump of coal just because it has the year printed on the... I'll take 10! It's for the memories. You know, as if we're actually going to miss these times here. Imagine in 20 years, won't you miss this place? Won't you wish you bought an $80 ring? Wow, I'm such a successful director, have a beautiful wife who won't cheat or divorce me. You know, everyone in school told me I would miss these times, but I showed them. Yeah, they wanted me to buy like this $80 ring as proof that I survived or whatever. I put it on my shelf, but with all the Oscars up there, there's no room. Why does this still bother me? I'm not in high school anymore. Why can't I let go of the past? How could I have been expected to grow up when teachers constantly baby me? Okay, all you little twerps better have a binder, or else you get an F! Whoa, whoa! What? There's paper in here! Yeah. That's because it's a binder. You put paper in there. That's what you do with them. No, you need to get your own binder, specifically for this class. What? Don't put anything else in it. But lady, that's the point of a binder. I shouldn't have to get a new one for each class. That's like buying a new refrigerator for each food I buy. I believe that's what upset me most about school, is that they didn't trust us with our own responsibility. I understand that you should teach kids about organization and stuff, but I wish they weren't so forceful about it to the kids who actually do know where to put things where they're supposed to be. I already have my own organization style. Well, that's too bad. You have to buy 6 more notebooks, or else you'll get an F. I'm trying to teach you how to be smart and conserve. Well, that's a waste of money, paper, and space. I guess I don't blame them all that much because, yeah, most of the kids I went to school with were stupid. But I hated being herded in with the other sheep. They think I'm one of them, but I know how to think for myself. I could figure this stuff out on my own, without the help from my clueless parents. So why couldn't these nimrods figure out how to fend for themselves? I love my parents! Oh, come off it, you just love your iPhone they bought you. I hated how they had to make up ridiculous rules just for the sake of having power over us. Okay, I brought another binder from home. Okay, oh, it's a 4-ring binder? We only had 4-ring binders. Why didn't you go out and buy one? Because I shouldn't have to waste money when I have a perfectly fine working one here. No, you think this is a 4-ring binder class? 3 rings only. Unacceptable. Not tolerable. What kind of class do you think I'm running? Something that happened a lot to me was teachers would lose my assignments. Don't give me that look. I know what you're thinking. Oh, it couldn't have been the mature teachers. It had to be the irresponsible child. No, that's exactly what they thought. My parents, the counselors, nobody would believe me that I actually turned in those assignments. As if it was impossible for them to make a mistake. It had to be me who messed up, not them. It got so ridiculous that I went to the counselor and he told me this. When you turn your paper into the basket... We don't have a basket, we just pass it forward to the front of the rows. You look to see the papers underneath yours and on top of yours. That way, if little Johnny and little Susie's papers got graded, yours should too. You've heard that tip before, right? No, I haven't. Nobody has ever heard that tip before. So you actually think I'm going to look at the papers around mine when I turn it in? What about the paper on top? Am I supposed to stand around and wait for the next one? Don't you think it's weird it's gotten to this point where now I have to go the extra length just to make sure that my paper gets graded? I love how your situation calls for me to be turning it into the basket. So, in a way, you're kind of admitting that before I did turn it in, and the teacher actually did lose it, but now you're trying to turn it around and say that it's my fault, because I'm not making extra sure that it was turned in. Look, you made a mistake. It's okay, really. Just admit it and help me out a little. You know, the hardworking student you screwed over. How hard is it to keep track of all these assignments? My history teacher was the worst. He just sat around watching hockey and the news. So as you can imagine, he lost 3 of my assignments in a row. When I brought it to his attention that I had indeed turned them in, he said, "Oh, it's okay, you can do them again." Excuse me? No, not okay. So because you're a complete dunce with your job, I have to go the unbelievable length of mine as a student just to make sure my paper was turned in and graded? And now because he slacked off, I have to pick up the pace so he doesn't lose another one of my assignments. That way he can go back to watching hockey and pretending like he's still young enough for college. What a douche. The real bottom line of all this is I wish school taught us important things.